Let's watch this video.
The men are not doing well financially, and this is being reported on.
She can't find a man who matches her income. Men are the problem. This is
Yes,
it.
but I'm also speaking from like in the field. In the last 2 years, majority of the guys that I've met on dating apps have all been unhappy in their career to some varying degree. I would say like the finance guys all have expressed wanting to be making more money. And the blue collar and blue collar adjacent guys have all sort of expressed feeling like they've hit some like max capacity in the amount of money that they can make in their industry or their field, and then wanting to do like a career pivot to correct for that, but then also suggesting like, well, let me go get a master's, and then incurring student loan debt on top of an already large amount of student loan debt, which personally I think is not a good idea. And then I just see it becoming this like vicious cycle. So like men are raised to believe that like they need to be the provider. And so if they're not where they want to be in their career, they're not where they want to be financially, then they don't feel that they can be providing. So they can't actually commit and settle down in a relationship, but they're still out there dating because they want the physical intimacy. Whereas women, like, we're in the dating field looking for a relationship and
Okay, yeah, but this woman's pushing 40. She's now looking for a relationship because she's older. She overlooked a lot of guys in the past, and her standards are too high. That's why she's still single. She let all these dudes run in her, and she still wasn't able to find one guy. Pretty sure she found somebody, but she just overlooked them. And right, yeah, if a man's not financially where he needs to be, he's not going to want to get married and settle down. But you guys have put this out there for so long that you want a provider, you want to be taken care of, which is unrealistic because if you work, you make all this money. Do you really expect not to spend your own money? So what? There's no point for a man to get into a relationship because men are just looked at as an ATM. All marriage is a wealth transfer for women. Men benefit; they don't benefit in marriage at all. So this woman's complaining about the type of guy she's meeting. She's not meeting the right type of men. They have all these problems, but she never takes any accountability of her own problems. You know, she feels like there's nothing wrong with her, but she needs to look in the mirror. She's pushing 40, you know, and still her standards are too high. A man her age who has his own shit, he's not going to be rushing to get with a 40-year-old woman. So
most women are making as much, if not more, than their male counterparts today. So we're out there actively looking, but then, the men aren't actually available.
okay, but you're actively looking now. You should have been doing that in your 20s. You waited too long. You overplayed your hand. You waited too long in the dating market because you were focused on your career. You're focused on making it in your career. But you're looking now, but it's too late. You're old. What man's going to want to settle down with you? You're 40 years old. Are you really trying to settle down with someone and have kids at your old ass age with your old ass eggs? Most guys are not going to do that. It's like, okay, you want a guy to settle down with you, but that's more money he's going to be having to spend just to get with your old ass. You're going to have to do IVF because you can't have kids the normal way due to complications. You're at a high risk pregnancy. What man wants to go through that when he could just get with a younger woman who has her youth beauty? She's fertile. She has no complications. What benefit does a man get with getting with a old career oriented woman? Because in 9 out of 10, you're not going to want to be splitting your money. You want to save your money. You don't want to be working as a team with a man because you feel like you deserve so much better, but you waited too long. You're over here complaining about us women. We're actively looking and we can't find any men. No, you overlooked all these men in the past. The men you want don't want you. They have options. And it's so hard for women to get this through their thick head that these guys have options. But these women do not want to compete because these old ass women are competing with young 25-year-old women they got their youth, beauty, no baggage. They don't really require as much. So that's their competition, and they are failing miserably.
A relationship because they're not where they want to be in their career or financially. And so then the women experience rejection, and the more rejection we experience, the less we want to be actively in the dating pool. And so we take ourselves out. And how are we?
You're only taking yourself out because you have no options. Nobody wants to take you seriously. They're only using you for sex. You've been banged out so many times you feel like, okay, this is getting played out. I'm getting used by these men and I'm getting no commitment. You are choosing to leave the dating market because you have no options. It's not the men's fault, it's you. You bring no value to a man's life. That's why you are bound out. You notice that you have no options and you are getting older. You're getting old. Your options have dried up. You have no leverage whatsoever. Women use their youth, beauty as leverage. You don't have that anymore. You have no leverage whatsoever. So you're leaving the dating market because you don't got nobody. Nobody wants to take you seriously. You are too freaking old.
We're gonna like get together and procreate if like we're tapping out. And it's easy for women to tap out. I think a lot of us like find celibacy very peaceful.
No, you don't. Women can't be alone like men. You guys want to be with someone so bad. You guys are so desperate. Oh, us women, we're gonna just tap out. We're fine with being alone. If you were so fine, you wouldn't be making this damn TikTok video. It's bothering you that you waited so long and your old ass was not able to scoop nobody. No man saw any value in you to wife you up. Now you're on TikTok trying to cope, trying to justify that no one wants you. You're making all these goddamn excuses talking about us women. We've decided to tap out. We don't need nobody. We're focused on, okay, then shut your old ass up and get off of TikTok. If your life is so great by yourself, get off TikTok. Stop complaining about these type of men you're going through. You're still on a dating app at 40 fucking years old. Take some time to look in the mirror. It's you, not these men. It's you.
And so we bounce. But then like I'm out here and it's like the more I feel rejection and the more I get discouraged and I'm like, okay, like I'm really not meeting anybody who's on my level. I'm not meeting somebody who's like a good match for me.
And I'm going to say this too. If you're over 40 years old, it's done. It's over for you. It's done. Because you refuse to settle. Your standards are so high. It's over. Just be alone. Just get you some pets because it's over. You're not going to find the guy you want. You waited too long. It's done. It's ridiculous that you're still trying to find love at 40 fucking years old. It's over. Sorry, it's over. A man with money. A man with money. Why would he choose you over a hot 25-year-old girl who ain't got no baggage? Because her old ass is just going to be a liability to a man, an added bill, added stress that he does not need in his life.
The more I get into the mindset of like, well, I'm a single person with a single income household. Like I need to do whatever I can to like set myself up financially to live in this world as a single person. And so then I work really hard on having my finances in order. And the more that I've got my finances in order and I've got my shit together, the harder it gets for me to find somebody who's on my level. Because now I'm just like continuing to outpace the guys that are in my age range. And so it's becoming this like,
since finances are such a goddamn issue for her best bet would just be her best bet is to be a side chick to some dude. That's her best bet. She's gonna have to share somebody. She's gonna have to share a successful dude with all these other women, and that's gonna be her best option. Because she's putting up a front, acting like it's okay. She's fine with being alone, but no, it's gonna bother her in the future when she's old as hell. She don't got nobody around, just her and her goddamn cats. Her best bet is just to be a side chick to some man who's 60, 70 years old. That's her best bet.
impossible loop that I don't know how to get out of because I'm also not really willing to like lower my standards or accept like disrespect or just like weird behavior. Like I don't have time for that, nor do I.
So pay attention to this. She says she's not going to tolerate disrespect or behavior, right? The guys that she let pump and dump, they were rude and disrespectful to her. They saw no value in her. The guys that she really wants were disrespectful to her. Now she doesn't want to go through that again. She also made a point that she refuses to lower her standards. Okay. And exactly what I said, you are going to be alone. As you get older, you don't have the same leverage as you had when you were younger. So the fact that you refuse to lower your standards, you are going to be alone because nobody sees value in an old woman like that, especially with her. She's past her prime. This is a post-wall woman who how does she even look without makeup? She has makeup on now. And it's probably a filter as well. How does this woman look without makeup? That also plays a part. Usually guys are disrespectful to unattractive women, so she probably ain't all that attractive without makeup.
Her to like entertain that. So I don't know what the answer is. I'm not saying it's like the guy's fault that they're not making the amount of money that they want to be making, or that like the amount of money that one would feel is enough to feel.
And some of these women are living paycheck to paycheck. They're putting up this front that they're making so much money, but some of these women are living paycheck to paycheck because they don't live below their means. Women always live above their means. They spend money on dumb shit, designer bags, they travel broke. A lot of these women are living paycheck to paycheck. That's why it's stressing them out that they can't find a man to finance their lifestyle because they live above their means. This woman is a joke.
Comfortable getting into a relationship and like being able to be a provider. Although I think most people, doesn't matter your gender, like most people are willing to argue at this point that like you don't need to be the complete breadwinner, provider, or whatever. Like it's a little bit more 50-50. But regardless, if that's how they feel, then that's how they feel. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm not just saying it because I'm like theorizing. Like this is what I am seeing in the guys that I'm meeting. And this is primarily on dating apps, but this is what's happening. And I don't know how we get out of it.
It's done. It's a wrap for her. These boss girls are failing miserably, and I love to see it. You're complaining about a problem you created. And if she's so successful and she's such an amazing woman, where's her contacts at? She doesn't have a circle of people that she can meet who are in her contacts, and she's making all this money. These boss girls, man, they're failing in the dating scene. And it is what it is. They brought this on themselves and they got to deal with it. And I'm glad you guys are not falling into this. Men do not see value in dating an old post-wall woman. And it's hard for these women to deal with that because they believe this feminism shit, thinking that they can have it all and they can't. And this is their life. Let these women deal with this in 2026, man. It's not your job to save these women, bro. Let these women suffer, man. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.